Hey everyone, welcome to our Blender Beginner series. So this whole series is broken up into 6 different chapters. So in chapter 1, we'll look at how to do all the modeling, so taking basic primitive shapes inside Blender and creating more complex 3D assets. And then chapter 2, we'll have a look at how to UV unwrap all of our models so that we can take it into texturing, which we'll cover in chapter 3. Then chapter 4, we'll look at our lighting and our cameras before we start looking at some surface imperfections. And then finally, we'll do rendering and compositing. So there are some resources that you need to download to be able to follow along. So if you click the link in the description of the video, you will find all the reference images we use to actually model everything. There's also a file of all the custom decals I've created that you can use inside the scene, and there's also an ebook that talks through the whole process as well, so you can either follow along to the videos or you can follow along to the ebook as well. It covers the same things. If you've got any questions about anything as you're going through it, leave a comment in the video that you're struggling with, and I'll get back to you. Hi everyone, welcome back to part 16 of our Blender beginner course. So we've nearly finished unwrapping everything we want in our scene. Let's move on to doing one of our paint cans. So I'm going to turn on extras so I can see the empty attached to the can. So I'm going to grab this can. Let's grab all the different parts and isolate. So we've got this can. So we'll unwrap one can and then we can duplicate this over and over again rather than having to do each one individually. So tab to go into edit mode, 2 to go to edge mode. So let's start grabbing these seams, holding out Alt and clicking. We've got that whole seam along there. We also grab this one seam going all the way up. Work our way up to here. Let's mark that seam. Let's just hide that for a second to check that we've got this one. Mark seam. There, so we've got that bit. Let's then grab this one here. Let's just hide these bits. This one nice and easy, you could just literally grab along here and there. Excuse me, mark seam. I did not mean to accidentally unisolate everything. Right, so we've got that bit, we've got that bit. Let's do this one. Grab these two edges and then just grab one of these edges there, mark seam. Keep pressing the wrong button. 2, gonna grab these edges. Let's grab that one and that one there. Grab where that is going to go along there. Mark seam. Just want to check something. Something strange is going on with the top of this can. Let's just see if we can fix that quickly. That fixed it. Subdivision. There we go. So I don't know what happened there, but we seem to have fixed that problem. Okay, so that's got that seam there. Right, we just need to make sure that's all unwrapped properly. So let's just make sure like that, which is what we want. Let's just double check. That looks fine as well. Okay, nice and easy. So we've got that can. Let's select all those bodies, select something that's already got our UV checker on it and link our materials like that. A, S, and we're going to scale. Okay, we are also going to need to make sure that we straighten out these because we're going to have a label on it, so it needs to be perfectly straight. So let's just make sure we auto align. Control L and then follow active. There we go, that's now straightened all that out. Because we're going to add a label to that, what we don't want to happen is that our label ends up being all distorted. Okay, so that's our can done. I'm going to give this a save. And actually, what we're going to do is let's delete all the other cans. Shift D. I'm going to duplicate it just to move it over here. Check that I've got everything fine. So what I'm going to do, Shift D, move it back over. Come back into position. Like that. So that's now unwrapped. Same here, let's delete this one. Shift D, I'm going to rotate that. Like that, let's bring that over. Bring that down on the table, make sure it doesn't clip anywhere. Yeah, something like that. And we'll do the same with these. So let's just do all these cans. Actually, I need to make sure what I don't do. I need to delete the can first before I delete the empty, otherwise it'll reset and put it somewhere else. Let's grab all these. Okay, let's grab this one can. Shift D, bring it over. Something like that. Okay, so we've got the can. If we do that, we can see that's now all unwrapped. Let's, excuse me, give that a save. Let's do our knife. Just going to hide the blade for a second. We've got that. Let's do, now it's going all the way down to the end. Right click and mark seam. Okay, we need to make sure there we go, looks more like it. Bring that back. Let's unhide our blade. And then we can grab those, apply our UV checker to it, adjust the scale. Because then what we can do is grab our knife, into the front, Shift D, over, R, Y, 90 to rotate it, R, X, let's stand it up so it's straight. Then what we're going to do, bring this over to our jar. I'm actually going to scale this one up a little bit. Something like that. Get rid of the extra pen that we had before. We don't need that anymore. see how everything's looking. So we're very nearly there. I feel like I probably want to, so duplicate another pen over here somewhere, but let's give that a save. Let's just do our tape. Nice and easy. Grab these edges here. Mark seam. Do the inside bit as well. And I'll do the same to this one. You see that's distorted the wrong way a little bit there. Let's see if we make it more square. That's more like it. There we go. See, there's no distortion on this one, so we just scale that in. Okay, we'll give that another save. Let's grab our frame. Need to separate my loose parts. Let's just hide these bits. I'm going to grab each one of these corners. Mark a seam. And do the same with the 3 pieces. So these ones are always quite easy to do. The last 2 ones to do. Just grab these. And then last one, which should be this piece. No, which piece do we need to do? Done those, done those. You can see because on the left hand side it's showing you the newer ones. That's that one we've not done. draw them. There we go. So that is done. Let's again grab those, link materials. Right, there's actually a gap between that and the wall, so let's move that back. Oh, let's do our post-it notes first. There we go. I just need to separate those by loose parts first of all. I'm gonna just grab this edge along here, and we'll grab that one, mark seam, and we can hide that one. And this one here, grab the seam along there. And we actually haven't beveled the edges on these. Let's do that now. Okay. Make sure you grab all the edges before you do that though. Okay, now let's grab our seams. Okay, right click, mark seam. Okay, then we can grab all of these bits. G, Y to bring back. Well, we need to make sure we grab all these bits as well. Like that. And this is where now what we can do, if we jam this together, so Control J, and we can duplicate that a bunch of times. So we got loads of pins dotted around, like that sort of thing. Give that a save. So actually the only two things left to do are our helmet and this box. Let's do the box. Just making sure to get all the corners. Make sure you hold on shift the whole time you're doing this, otherwise you're going to end up having to redo it again, which can be very, very irritating. Right, I think that's going to be all the outside ones. Let's then just grab these inside edges. Okay, let's see if we've got more. We might have missed one. Let's unwrap. Okay, I think we've pretty much got everything we needed there. Link materials. Let's scale that a bit smaller, like that. And obviously what we're going to do is delete paint cans we don't want because we've already unwrapped other bits. Okay, so let's grab one of these cans. And isolate, check we've got a full can, which we have. Shift D, oh no. Accidentally duplicated one I didn't mean to. So I'm going to take this, G, move this over. Shift D. Shift D. Like that. Just rotate these randomly. RZ and just rotate it around a bit. we can grab all of them, come to the front, GZ, and bring down to put into our box. Let's isolate. So there we've got paint cans. So if we line everything up, move that area in. So actually the only thing left to unwrap is our Mandalorian helmet. So we'll do that in one final unwrapping video. And then we're ready to actually start applying all of our textures. So hopefully it's all starting to make sense. And I will see you in the last installment of Unwrapping.